So we continue with reflections on International Women's Day. Let's take you to this conversation now. The African Global Network's NPC, a United Nations Economic and Social Council affiliated organization, is attending the 69th session of the UN Women Commission on the Status of Women. Now, 2025 also marks the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. The convention will mark a pivotal year in the fight for women's rights, as well as gender equality and representative power structures. Founder and Chairman Wiseman Mkhize joins us now on our Zoom link for more. Mr. Mkhize, thank you so much for your time right here on the agenda. So perhaps let's start here. I think if there's been an underlying theme throughout the course of the morning with my conversations, is that women empowerment will actually see all of it just being a combined effort. Let's talk about how does African Global Networks plan to leverage its UN Economic and Social Council affiliation to advance gender equality at the Commission on the Status of Women.
Good morning, Policy and your viewers at SABC. We truly appreciate this opportunity. For us as the non-government sector, this is a very crucial moment, and we would like to firstly appreciate and thank the government of KwaZulu-Natal, the support that we have received from Department of International Relations and Cooperation, as well as Department of Women, Youth and Persons with Disability for endorsing our plight and our program here in New York. We will be having a number of programs here, and as you may know, that's the UNCSW, which is the Convention on the Status of Women, is starting on Monday, the 10th, until the 21st of March here at the UN headquarters. So there's a number of actions, and actually even today, as we are marking the International Women's Day, we have just seen this statement, beautiful statement from the Secretary General of the UN. So for us, as a non-profit sector, as a civil society representing all South African and Africans, we are very much moved and will be doing our best to ensure that the gender parity, gender acceleration activities are what South Africa needs right now. And you as you will know, we've seen a number of scourges that are starting to rise again now on gender-based violence, which is not good for our country, as we see that as a regress. And we will have to do everything that is possible to work with everyone, with government and all the civil society, including trying to seek better networks and better friends and funders here out in the United States. So we are very much moved by this.
And just what role does the KwaZulu-Natal government and other South African governmental bodies play in supporting your network initiatives at the UN conference?
Well, as I'm talking to you, both these departments obviously cooperated by DERCO as well as the presidency. The president himself has issued a very good report on what South Africa has done. But we all know that these reports are very good when we are looking them at the paper, but down there in the communities, there's a number of challenges that still needs to be addressed in terms of gender equality. The very same country that we are in right now, it's not a secret that there is a number of challenges. The executive orders that we have seen on DI and any other movements, as I'm speaking to you, we are seeing on the news that there is a number of activities and protests across the country here. But us, as South Africa, it's an opportunity to reflect and also to see that these departments, it's not about policies anymore. Got good policies in South Africa, but the issue is, are we really acting enough? So us as the African Global Networks, we were moved by what we are seeing from the government of KwaZulu-Natal for the support that they've given us to afford us being here. I can safely say that on the 13th, which is next week, Thursday, we'll be hosting a side event with many think tankers, many women activists, many organizations that are based from here in the United States and across the globe, and we'll be reflecting on many ideas that we can think of and act upon. Things like, what do we do about women in technology? We're living in an AI society now, but if you are leaving women behind and young girls, it's not good for a country which is a developing economy.
And here's the thing, you mentioned women in technology, something that we also spoke about a bit earlier on in the program. It was Dr. Asha as well who came in on this. So I understand this is happening from the 10th to the 21st of March. And sometimes I get a sense that some of these conversations are just played and paused conveniently at a certain time of the year. Let's talk about how will the discussions and events held at the UN Women Commission will contribute to South Africa's presidency of the G20, particularly regarding women's empowerment.
You see, you're mentioning something which is very critical, the G20 presidency of South Africa, which we have seen, I think, in the last 2 weeks, where the country hosted the international relations ministers. And of course, we are gearing up as a country towards that. There is a program which, if I'm not mistaken, on the 12th of March, where we'll have a formal side event hosted by Minister Chikunga as a leader of delegation here. And it will be looking precisely on the G20. What can we look forward to? What opportunities are there for women? And how can we utilize the G20, particularly for women, our women and young girls in South Africa, to benefit from those relations, from those talks, and from those decisions? It's very important. Policy making is such a critical matter. And actually, policy, even ourselves as the African Global Networks, working with the KwaZulu-Natal government on the event that we are hosting on the 13th, we will be partnering with a number of influential organizations, the likes of government of New York here. We will be working with the Bar of Queens, where the Deputy President of the Borough is going to be part of that. And they're doing a number of activities and initiatives in Africa on technology alone. So I'm looking forward to that and to see what we can get and take back home and implement, helping our government and building the nation.
All right, that is, of course, Wiseman Mkhize, who is the founder and chairman of the African Global Networks there. Thank you very much indeed.